us. Paul Mozina, if you would come up. And if you can keep your comments to 5 minutes, that would be great.
Oh, definitely. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I really I honor your service. I just became aware the last meeting that y'all get $350 a year, and the mayor gets $500 a year in compensation. So you really are making a huge commitment and contribution to this city by the efforts that you're putting out. I just wanted to thank you. That being said, I was at the town hall meeting last night, and I sat at the planning and growth table, and I raised the issue about the cell tower, the Billings Ranch cell tower, and Councilor Hyatt, you remember that. You know that and back in around December 10th or so, y'all got notice that they're going to, the Billings Ranch had requested, Mandela Bison Ranch had requested an application for a 140-foot cell tower that's 14 stories tall at the very tip, the northwest tip of their property, right across from Paradise Supply. And you had a very short time to respond. And in fact, it was the planning director, development services director, Ken Skiles, said he didn't even have to let anyone know. He, out of the goodness of his heart, he let people know that this application had been submitted. Anyways, you only had 10 days to respond. And Brandon Goldman mentioned last night that, you know, no one responded, and I just wanted to know, did you hear about this? Did you have a chance to look at this? Because the planning and growth subject matter was protecting the community's character, community land use planning. The Jackson County explicitly asked the city of Ashland for your feedback on this tower. You only had 10 days to do it, and I know that's a quick turnaround. It's hard, but as far as I know, you didn't respond at all. And to this day, Brandon is saying, well, that ship has sailed. There's no, you know, there only is a 10-day public comment period, and we're just like any other property owner, we being the city of Ashland. I would beg to differ. The city of Ashland is a key partner with Jackson County. You have a memorandum of understanding defining areas of mutual concern and planning. They explicitly asked you for your feedback on this. If you don't say anything, they're going to put 140-foot tall monopine cell tower right next to Highway 99. You could throw a stone out of your car as you're driving by and hit that tower. And another thing you should be aware of, because they chose a site on the the lowest portion of that property, on the northwest tip of that property, that the line of sight will not carry over the Bison, Mandela Bison Ranch property. No one on the northwest side of Ashland is going to get service. They're going to come back to you and AT&T is going to come back to you very shortly or soon and ask for another tower, because they chose not to put that tower on the top of the hill. I don't want the tower at all, but I think it's unsightly anywhere on that property. But because they chose to put it where they did, they're going to leave a huge service gap on the northwest side of Ashland. People may be thinking Ashland's going to be covered. You're not. They're going to have to come back. I know I need to wrap my comments up, but this tower is not providing any more coverage to the people in the city of Ashland. They're not getting any additional coverage. The coverage is all going west and north towards Talent and in that area, but because of the height of the Mandela Ranch, where the railroad trestle is, that line of sight is not going to carry over, and nothing on the northwest side of Ashland is going to get service. They're going to come right back and ask for another tower. And I just would ask that, I don't think it's too late. I think you could reach out to the commissioners. I think you could reach out to Mr. Skiles and say, we have an opinion here. We were rushed. We didn't have time, but you could. I think your voice should be heard. It's much more significant than I don't want to belittle a property owner, but your voice is important, and I hope that you would take the time to reach out to them and protest against this. It's going to be an unsightly tower. It's going to impact property values. It's going to be a disaster if they put that tower up. It's going to be ugly, and it's not going to meet the needs. I know I went over time. I really appreciate your service, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you for your testimony.